All right, so in this week's lesson, you guys are going to be working on writing a cover message or a cover letter. This is something that will go with your resume, but since resumes are pretty cut and dry, it's just a lot of information, your cover letter is a way to show a little bit more about yourself. So at this point, you may have completed the reading on this section, but if not, this is going to give you a little bit of insight as to what you're going to be completing this week. So when writing your cover letter, there are three main parts. There will be an opening that captures the attention, introduces the message, and identifies the position or job you're applying for. You'll have a body section that's going to focus on your qualifications and how you are able and ready to work that job. And finally, you're going to end with a closing. And in the closing, you're going to request an interview and prompt them to call you. So let's start with the first one, an opening. When you're writing an opening, you want to do a little bit of research on the company. So instead of writing to whom it may concern, you're going to want to use some specific name because that's going to show your interest in the company. So that might require you looking at the website. You may have to call the human resource department, or maybe you know somebody that works for the company and you can ask them who the hiring manager is. Sometimes this will be listed on the job postings. Other times you're going to have to go looking for it. The second thing you want to do in your opening is refer to somebody in the company if you can. So if you know somebody that already works there, use their name. Name drop that person, because a lot of people when hiring want to hire people that they know rather than a stranger, because a referral goes a long way. If your friend in the company then backs you up and says that you're a great hard worker, the likelihood of you getting hired has just gone up. The third thing is refer to the source of information. So where did you see this job listing? Did you see it on the company website? Did you see it on monster.com or CareerBuilder? They want to know where you saw it because they're trying to use the best job boards. So by you telling them that you saw it on CareerBuilder, they are now also getting information that CareerBuilder is working for them. And finally, in your opening, you're going to want to refer to the job title and describe how your qualifications fit. So obviously, coming right out of high school, you probably won't be applying for a surgeon. So because your requirements won't fit it, right? Your qualifications don't fit the requirements. You haven't gone through medical school. So in your cover letter, you're just going to want to say why you have what it takes to work that job. All right, so here's an example. To whom it may concern. I read your ad for the available position and I'm ready to apply. I'm perfect for the job. This is not what you want to do. Okay, let's take it back for just a second. I kind of already mentioned to whom it may concern. It's a little flat, right? It's so common. And even in last week's assignments, we talked about how important it is to customize these resumes and cover letters because it shows your interest in the company. Okay, I read your ad for the available position and I'm ready to apply. I'm perfect for the job. So that's really not what you want to do. That's a poor example. Instead, what you want to do is something like this. Dear Mr. Lovelace, this is you searching up who is doing the hiring process. It's not maybe the company of the name, it's the specific person who you may have an interview with. So, Dear Mr. Lovelace, your advertisement for an assistant product manager appearing May 22nd in the employment section of your company website immediately caught my attention because my education and training closely parallel your needs. So in this one, like I already said, Dear Mr. Lovelace, but it's also identifying the job and the exact page where the ad appeared. So this is helpful for two reasons. It shows that you are customizing your cover letter, you are being extremely specific, but it also helps the hiring process or the hiring manager know which job you're applying for. Think about how many letters they're getting and how many emails they're getting. So the more specific, the easier it's going to be for the employer to follow along. So this is a great example of what your introduction should look like. Okay, let's move on to the second part, which is the body. So in this section, you're going to want to enter your qualifications for the position. Your qualifications you should already have listed because you've written your resume. So now instead of writing your qualifications in bullet point, you're going to be putting them into fluid sentences, showing that you know how to write. Also, you're going to want to relate your strong points to the needs of that company. Or how would hiring you benefit the company, right? That's all people are trying to do when they hire. They're trying to benefit their company. They want to make it better. So what can you do to make the company better? Also in this section, which is a little bit different from your resume, is you're going to want to talk about personal traits. Employers are looking for qualifications that make you right for the job, but they're also looking for those people who work well with others, who take directions easily, who show initiative, right? Those are where those action verbs come in that show that you're dedicated, you're driven, you're hardworking. You want to put that in your cover letter. Finally, you want to refer to your resume. Remember that your cover letters are going to be with your resume and you want them to move on to that next page and read your resume. So refer to it. Okay, here's an example. I have completed courses in business communication, report writing, and technical writing. First off, that's just pretty basic and blah, right? That's boring. What are you talking about? That's great, but what does that mean? So obviously that's not what you want to do, right? So instead, you want to switch it. So you still took those same 3 classes, but what is it doing for you? So listen to this one. Courses in business communication, report writing, and technical writing have helped me develop the research and writing skills required of your technical writers. So technical writer, that's what the application is for. And the phrase required of your technical writers, that's addressing the qualification. You're showing them that I have these skills that you're asking for. Now, keep in mind, this is one sentence. Your body of your cover letter is going to be longer. It's going to be a couple of these sentences, right? You're going to be talking about a few of your qualifications. But this is how you want to write it. You want to spin it more into sentences. You want it to have a purpose, make them strong. And finally, once you do that, you're going to end with your closing. So in a cover letter, you want it to end by asking for an interview. Don't ask for the job, right? Don't beg for the job, but what you're going to want to do is confidently request an interview or a follow-up. You also have to supply your contact information, so if they choose to give you an interview or follow up with you, they know how to reach you. Easiest way is just to provide your telephone number, right? On your resume typically is your email, so that's another way they can get a hold of you. And finally, keep in mind that although you may confidently ask for an interview and supply your phone number, these people are extremely busy and there's still a good chance that you're going to have to reach out to them. So make that call, take the initiative. All right, so here's an example. Thanks for looking over my qualifications. I hope to hear from you soon. This is not what you want it to look like. Instead, try something like this. I look forward to the opportunity to discuss my qualifications for the financial analysis position more fully in an interview. You can reach me at your phone number before 10 a.m. So you're still looking forward to a call, right? You're still looking forward to discussing your qualifications. Here's the job you applied for, making it specific. And you're looking for an interview, right? That's you being confident. And of course, you're supplying them with your contact information. How are they going to contact you if you don't get it? And then at the bottom of your letter, you're going to sign it. Sincerely, Miss Miller, with a signature. And right behind that is going to be your resume. So after going through these 3 main parts, right, the body, the closing, and the opening, you're going to write a cover letter yourself that matches your resume and the job that you've been working with for the past 2 weeks. You found that job listing, we wrote your objective statements, and now you're writing a cover letter for that. I'm going to link some cover letter examples for you to look at. I'm also going to show you where you can find cover letter templates for the actual formatting. And then it's your job to just start filling in these sections in your own words, in your own personality that make it customized and personal from you to the job you want. So that's what we're going to work on next, and I will upload some information for you guys about that as well.